Hey friends, family, and everybody else. My name's Aaron, and today we're going to be reviewing the AirPods Max. That's Apple's first entry into the headphone market. Well, I guess if we exclude the Beats by Dre brand. The AirPods Max currently come in 5 colors: gray, silver, green, blue, and a reddish pink color. At $550, these headphones offer active noise canceling, an ambient mode, and 20 hours of battery life. But are these things worth their huge price tag? Well, let's talk about their best features first. So right off the bat, there are a ton of things to really like about Apple's brand new AirPods Max, from its striking metallic design to its crisp mic quality. But easily the most impressive feature is the active noise canceling. These things do an amazing job canceling out basically all hum-type noises such as dishwashers, cars, and refrigerators. The ANC here is easily just as good as that of Sony's WH-1000XM4s, and in some cases, they seem to actually perform better. Like with my dryer, for whatever reason, the AirPods Max somehow completely removed the sound it was making, but I could hear it just a little while using the Sony headphones. Now they won't completely wash out all higher pitch noises, but that's basically true for all noise canceling headphones. The ambient mode or transparency mode on these things is easily one of the best on any headphone. Basically, this mode allows you to hear your surroundings even while wearing the headphones. And with the AirPods Max, it sounds extremely natural. With a lot of the other headphones out there on the market, that mode works pretty well, but it definitely sounds like it's just audio being played back into your ears through the speakers. But with these headphones, it sounds so natural that it almost sounds the same as if I'm not wearing headphones at all. I also love that the ear cups are attached with magnets and that they can easily be removed and replaced. Gotta love that sound. I really hope other headphone manufacturers start implementing that type of design because it is awesome. Plus, the ear cups don't use that sort of PU leather like most other headphones do, so you won't get cracks or peeling in it over time. The AirPods Max have 2 physical buttons located on the right ear cup, and I think the placement of these is just perfect because when I'm wearing these headphones and I put my hand on the right ear cup, the buttons are basically right where my fingers kind of naturally fall, and it makes it easy to find the buttons and not really have to fumble around looking for them like I do with some other headphones out there. The crown can be rotated clockwise to turn up the volume and counterclockwise to turn it down, although you can also change that in the Bluetooth settings so that it's reversed. And you can also click the button down once to play or pause, twice to skip to the next track, or 3 times to go back. The second button here allows you to cycle through the ambient mode and the noise cancelling mode. Overall, both of those buttons work really well and feel nice and clicky. As far as sound quality goes, the AirPods Max sound great. Even at the highest volume, there's no sort of distortion or anything like that. Another feature that I really like with these headphones is the auto pause feature. And basically the way that works is that in each of these ear cups, there's actually a little sensor right here, a little black sensor. And when you take the headphones off of your head, it recognizes that you took them off and it'll automatically pause your content. And when you put them back on, it'll automatically restart your content. And when it comes to pairing these things, it's pretty easy and similar to regular AirPods. You just have to take them out of the case and a connection notification should pop up on your phone or iPad for you to click on. And I say should because I didn't get that pop-up when I first connected it to my iPhone, and so I had to do it the old-fashioned way in the Bluetooth settings. But honestly, I didn't mind because that Easy Connect feature is like really overrated for me. I mean, sure, it's nice that you can connect it super quickly, but doing it the old-fashioned way only takes a couple seconds longer. And really, you should only have to connect it to your device once, and you'll never have to connect it to that same device again. So I don't know, I just think that Apple and Samsung both kind of oversell that quick connect feature because it is convenient, but it's not overwhelming to me to have to go into the Bluetooth settings and set it up. And like I said, since you only should have to do it once with whatever your device you're connecting it to, it's not that big of an issue because from then on out, it should just stay connected to that device, right? So when it comes to the okay features for the AirPods Max, the first just okay thing is their comfortability. Now, keep in mind that for some people, these headphones might fit perfectly, but for me, I do get some ear or head fatigue after wearing them for a couple hours, and that's partially because they're a little bit heavy, but mostly because they're just a little too tight for my freakishly large head. Now, I did find that stretching out this part right here relieves some of that pressure, but then it just makes it a little bit too loose to wear comfortably, and they start kind of sliding off my ear a little bit. And honestly, when you first put them on, you might not notice the weight so much, but you can definitely feel it when you start moving your head around or you start moving it up and down. I found that after a lot of time using them, I did get somewhat used to the clamping pressure and the weight, but kind of in the same way that you get used to a constant toothache and forget what it's like to not have that ache. Because after using solely these headphones for the past month, I was surprised by how much of a relief it was to switch back to lighter headphones with less clamping power. The second just okay feature is the bass. For the most part, the AirPods Max sound good, but I tend to like some nice punchy, powerful bass, and these headphones are just okay in that area. Also, the AirPods Max do have some of the most natural sounding ambient mode, so long as you're not moving around, that is. Honestly, I love the ambient mode on the AirPods Pros, and it's pretty good with these headphones too. But just slowly walking to the kitchen to grab an obscene amount of sugary treats somehow generates enough movement to create some wind noises in the ear cups, and it can get a little bit annoying, especially if you're going for a longer walk. And also, they're not super comfortable when you're wearing them around your neck like this, and that's because they're just kind of big. The ear cups are really big and they kind of like hit my neck and my chin. Now maybe for people with longer necks that won't be so much of an issue, but it's a little bit irritating for me. Also, the ambient mode and noise canceling mode both struggle a bit if there is a breeze or if you're sitting in your car with the AC pointed at you. In those cases, the noise canceling seems to try to overcompensate and I start getting that cabin pressure feeling in my ears. And when I switch to ambient mode, the wind sound is just overly amplified. This is true for a lot of noise cancelling headphones out there, and that's just because the wind is directly hitting the microphone sets on them, but it's definitely worse for the AirPods Max. They kind of struggle with this a little bit more than other headphones out there. So it's a little bit of a downer that there's no way to adjust the power of the ambient and noise cancelling modes to fix it. The next just okay feature will definitely not apply to everyone, but I noticed that since the AirPod Max ear cups are kind of on the larger side, they're always in my peripheral vision, so I can always see them in the corner of my eyes. Maybe I'm half horse and my eyes are just set too much to the side, but I did have some friends and family try them on and some could also see them while others couldn't. And I really wish that the AirPods Max use USB-C instead of lightning cables to charge it. The first issue should probably go without saying, but I'm going to say it anyways, and that's that these things don't work really well with Android devices or non-Apple devices. Of course, that tends to be true with basically all AirPods. They're just missing some of the key features that you might like to have. You can easily get them connected to any Android device, but you can't change any settings like you could on an iPhone or on an iPad, since there's not really an app for them. And you'll also lose that auto pause functionality that I mentioned earlier, because for whatever reason, the AirPods Max sensors don't really work with an Android device, and I'm not sure why that is. So when you take these off, your content will just keep on playing until you manually stop it. On top of that, since there's no accompanying app for any of Apple's audio devices, there's no way to adjust the EQ or noise cancelling to your liking the way you can with so many other headphones and earbuds. And at $550, I would expect them to support connection to multiple devices at the same time, but they just don't support that. Anytime you pull these out of their case, they'll automatically connect to whichever device they were last connected to, and you have to manually switch them to any of the older devices that they were previously connected to. So if I'm watching Netflix on my iPad and I get a phone call on my iPhone and I want to answer that phone call, I either have to take my headphones off to answer the call on my phone or connect them to the iPhone manually. Admittedly, the Apple OS makes it fairly simple to reconnect the AirPods to devices that they've already been connected to, but it's just wild to me that they can't be connected to at least two devices at the same time, especially since there are headphones out there like Sony's 1000X M4s that offer this feature and they're almost half the price. Another issue with the AirPods Max is the lack of a dedicated power button. They actually have three power modes. The on mode, of course, a low power mode, and an even lower power mode, or the lowest power mode, I guess. So they don't really turn off unless they die. If you take them off and place them into their case, they will go into the low power mode, and after about 18 hours, they will go into their lowest power mode to conserve battery life. The problem is that most people rarely put their headphones into a case unless they're actually traveling with them or stuffing them into a bag. For me, I actually take my headphones off and hang them right here, or sometimes I just leave them lying on my desk or on a table or something. But with the AirPods Max, when you take them off, they'll go into their low power mode after about 5 minutes. But if they're not put back in their case, they won't go into their lowest power mode until 72 hours have passed, which means the battery will be drained even faster. And it's even worse for Android users, because remember, with Android, the AirPods Max will not recognize when you take the headphones off. And that means they'll never even go into the first low power mode. They'll just stay on and connected to my phone, which can be pretty annoying because that means if I put them down somewhere, they're still connected to my phone and I can't answer a call without having to quickly shove them into my case or turn off the Bluetooth or something. Or if I want to play a video, like a YouTube video or something, and I don't want to use the headphones, I gotta again turn off the headphones manually. I mean, you can't turn them off, but turn off the Bluetooth so that they're disconnected, or actually put them back into their case just to play a video that I want to play without using the headphones. It's a little bit ridiculous. I actually tried to go 2 days using them like I would any other pair of headphones, meaning I never put them back into their case, and I found that I got less than 10 hours of battery life since they were always on even while not being used. And that's all while using them at only 60% volume and only an hour or so of active noise canceling. Of course, that won't be an issue if you're using them on only Apple devices, since after 5 minutes it'll go into that low power mode, but still, it's a bit ridiculous that there's no dedicated power button. And by far the worst thing about these headphones is this case. This thing is ugly and just plain terrible. I mean, it fails at the one thing cases are intended to do, which is to protect your headphones, and this case offers nowhere near enough protection. With the case on, so much of the headphone is still exposed, especially the part that is probably most prone to getting damaged, which is the mesh headband right here. To make matters worse, they couldn't even bother to get the little cutout for the charging port aligned. It's always at least somewhat covered. Plus, the magnet that holds the little flap closed is weak and doesn't have that satisfying snap that I love to hear. And since the headphones require you to slide them in like this, they're just kind of flat and everything, anytime you take them out like this, they tend to just smack each other. I don't know if you heard that, but you get that nasty smacking sound. I mean, who the hell approved the design of this case? It's ugly, not very functional, and the truth of the matter is, it's basically just a glorified off button. Overall, the AirPods Max are a good option. They sound good, look sleek, offer great noise canceling, but they come in at a price tag that's a bit too high for headphones that are not really offering the total package.